You ever sit there and realize that you don't fit your life anymore? And I'm not talking about your clothes or your routines or even your environment. I'm just saying your life. The things that you used to tolerate, you can't anymore. And even the people that you used to laugh with and kick it with don't even feel the same anymore. And the craziest part is you don't know what's next. And trust me, I was there once too. What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Tashaé, and I'm back with another YouTube video. And today we're going to be diving into something very, very deep, but something that will help you let go of not only people in your old life, but also let go of past versions of yourself. But this is also something that no one really prepares you for when you outgrow people and you don't know what's next. Because don't get me wrong, everyone focuses on how can I glow up quick, or how can I change my life in 30 days or in a year, or whatever the time span is. Everyone is always talking about that goal to reach that point, but no one really talks about the feelings that you feel in the in-between stages where you are in between who you were and who you want to be. It's very stressful because your values are changing, your boundaries are changing, you are changing as an individual itself, and everything around you is changing as well, so it can feel very overwhelming. I don't even think outgrowing people is the hardest part, because that happens gradually. It's in the small things, the small conversations, the small link ups. Things progress over time as you change. You don't change overnight, just like your life doesn't change overnight. But throughout this time, you'll have the constant feeling of, why does this just not feel right? Why, when I link up with this person that I've known for however long, or we used to have a close bond, why can't I feel that same way? And that is because you are changing, but not only you, that person could be changing as well. When it starts to hurt is when it actually clicks in your head that you are not the same person anymore. And I think at that point, you understand that in this next chapter, there's a chance that this person or these people may not come to the next step, because you have realized that you have changed, and you have now realized that the person that you were before, or the person that you are now, cannot sustain in the next part of your life. So you have to let that version of yourself go. And that, I feel like, is the hardest part. It's hard letting a part of yourself go that was attached to a situation, a friendship, or relationship. I find that was the hardest part. Not really letting go of the person themselves, but how I felt when I was with them, or the person I was with them. Maybe you felt more confident when you were in that relationship. Maybe you felt more validated when you were in that friendship. But at the end of the day, that could have just been clouding your mind and clouding the things that you actually need to heal from and grow from in order to get to the next stages of your life. A lot of the times we will stick to a version of ourselves that we don't like, because it's easier to stick to that instead of trying to become something that we know can sustain having the life that we always wanted. So that is always, it's just growing pains. Honestly, it's just growing pains, but it is so crucial in your healing journey, in your grind journey, in the journey to get whatever you want. You gotta let the past versions of yourself go, because not every version of yourself can get you to where you need to be. When friendships end, when relationship ends, it does feel like a form of grief, but it is, because like I say, you're not just mourning the person that is no longer in your life. You're mourning the person that you used to be when you were in that person's life. And also, something that no one really talks about is the guilt you can feel when you actually go out into the world and chase your dreams. I think that a lot of the times we criticize ourselves and we criticize other people because they are willing to do things that some people could never even dream of doing. And I can tell y'all wholeheartedly, I have dealt with this. I have dealt with people hating on me because I wanted better for myself. I wanted a better life for myself. And no one really tells you how to deal with that. But when people make you feel like you don't deserve a certain life, or you don't deserve to work hard or strive for the things that you want, it can make you question all the things that you want for yourself. It can make you question your dreams. It can make you question what you should or shouldn't be doing, or how you should or shouldn't be moving, or how you even value yourself. And that is where we draw the line, because how other people feel, how other people think should not dictate your path and your life's path. It cannot, and it should not. You have to choose to not shrink yourself in places that you used to. You have to get used to standing up to people that always thought belittle of you. You have to start standing up to those demons. You have to, because that's the only way they will be abolished. You got to take yourself away from places, people, and things that drain your energy and things that you have outgrown. It's hard when you really care about people, but you have to put yourself first. Don't get me wrong, it's not like you hate them. You're just not the same person that you used to be. And that takes a lot of maturity to admit. But the part that no one really talks about is after you have created that space between the person, place, or thing. Because at that point, you have created so much space. But with that space, it can start to feel like empty or lonely. And it's like now you're like, now what? Because you have removed so many things, so many places, so many people from your life, and you're like, okay, what's next? What's new? I'm ready to just jump into the next thing. It doesn't really work like that. I feel like you have to go through a season in your life where you are isolated, because it makes you value yourself 1,000 times more. So when you do go back out in the world and you connect with people and you strive for your goals, you do it wholeheartedly, 100%, 10 toes down, because you got your back and you know you and you value yourself so much that if people come in and say anything, it does not knock you off, of course. And in those times where you feel lost, just remind yourself that this is the transition. This is the stage in your life that you will remember when you get to the point where you are so happy in your life and you're like, and you look back in your life and you're like, I understand why things had to happen like that. I understand why I had to get taken away from this environment, these people, these things. I understand now, because I wouldn't be here today if I wouldn't have gone through that. But I also wouldn't be where I am today if I wouldn't have went through the in-between stages. It is all part of the process. And just remember, there's a difference between being lost and transitioning, because transitioning means you're moving even when it's uncomfortable and even when it's unclear. And if I could tell y'all a little secret, the best versions of yourself are made when nothing in your life makes sense. When you're forced to sit down with yourself and hear your own voice instead of the noise. I could say that it's okay to outgrow people without even having all the answers. I'm the type of person where it's like, you can do me wrong and I probably will forgive you, but on a random Tuesday, Sunday, whatever, I'm gonna block you or remove you, because it's like, why would you do that? Like, and you really sit there and you process it, and it's like, I would never do that to you. I would never do that to you on any circumstances. And it's like, yeah, you're just out my life, and you can do that. You can make the decision to remove anyone from your life at any given moment. You don't need them to do something really, really bad for you to cut them off. This is your life. Take control. It's okay to choose peace over your history. And it's okay to be alone for a while you figure out what you want in the next chapter of your life. But most importantly, don't rush the next chapter. Find beauty in where you are right now, and it will expand. Because if the future you is really worth fighting for, she's worth the wait. So if you're in a space right now in your life where you just feel distant or just uneasy or just not really feeling where you are right now in your life, whether it comes to relationships, friendships, or your environment, just know you are not behind. You are not doing life wrong. You are simply just growing. And growth is always necessary. Everything that you are outgrowing right now is making room for something so much bigger and brighter. If this resonated with you, comment I'm evolving, just to show you that you are not alone. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, drop something in the comments that you want me to talk about. I would love to hear what y'all have to say, because over here we are becoming the best version of ourselves. I'll see y'all. Bye.